If you're over 60 and feel your legs getting weaker, slower, or less steady, you need to hear this right now. What if I told you that leg strength doesn't have to decline, and that a few simple movements could help you walk easier, feel more stable, and stay independent for years longer? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to start rebuilding your strength safely and effectively, so don't miss this. Leg weakness after 60 is incredibly common, but it's important to understand that it's not simply an unavoidable part of aging, even though many people assume it is. As the years pass, the body naturally begins to lose muscle mass and strength, a process that can quietly reduce mobility, balance, and endurance. This change often happens so gradually that people don't notice it until everyday tasks start to feel more demanding, like standing up from a chair, walking longer distances, or climbing stairs. What makes this especially significant is that muscles respond directly to how much they are used. When movement decreases, muscles adapt by becoming smaller and weaker, but when they are challenged regularly, they adapt in the opposite direction, becoming stronger and more capable. Research in aging and exercise science consistently shows that the human body retains an impressive ability to rebuild muscle tissue well into the later decades of life, meaning the decline many people experience is often more related to inactivity than age itself. Strength training and functional movements stimulate muscle fibers, improve coordination between the brain and the body, and enhance the efficiency of everyday movement patterns. This not only increases physical power but also improves confidence, which often leads to being more active overall. Another key factor is the nervous system, which plays a major role in how effectively muscles contract. As people get older, the communication between nerves and muscles can become less efficient, but targeted movement helps retrain these pathways, making muscles respond faster and more precisely. This is why even small amounts of consistent exercise can create noticeable improvements in stability and control. The body is constantly adapting to the demands placed on it. So when those demands include standing, stepping, lifting, and balancing, the muscles and joints gradually become better at supporting those actions. It's also worth noting that maintaining leg strength is closely tied to preserving independence, since the ability to move confidently affects everything from household tasks to social activities. Many people are surprised at how quickly progress can begin once they start moving intentionally, sometimes noticing better endurance or easier movement within just a few weeks. This happens because muscles don't just grow stronger. They also become more efficient at using energy, and joints receive better circulation, which reduces stiffness and discomfort. The idea that aging automatically equals frailty can be discouraging, but it overlooks the remarkable adaptability built into the human body. With regular, appropriate movement, muscles continue to repair, rebuild, and respond, proving that strength is not reserved for the young, but remains accessible to anyone willing to engage their body with purpose and consistency, showing that change is always possible no matter when someone begins, and that improvement can continue for years as long as the body is given a reason to stay active and engaged in daily life and movement routines that challenge it just enough to encourage growth and resilience without overwhelming it, and helping people rediscover sometimes comes from feeling steady, capable, and supported by their own strength even as they move through later stages of life, where maintaining mobility becomes one of the most valuable investments they can make of their overall well-being and quality. Reinforces the idea that the body responds to effort at any age, an improvement respondent than ever consistent moving, and the muscles continue acting, responding to the signals they receive from regular activity and and overall well in ways. Simple functional exercises have a powerful impact because they mirror the movements people use in everyday life, which means the strength you build translates directly into better mobility and confidence throughout the day. Movements like standing up from a chair, rising onto your toes, stepping in different directions, and practicing balance are not complicated, yet they activate multiple muscle groups at once, including the thighs, hips, calves, and core. When these muscles work together, they create a stable base that supports posture and reduces the strain on joints. Sit to stand motions, for example, train the body to generate force through the hips and legs while also improving coordination, making it easier to get up without using your hands. Heel raises strengthen the calves, which play a key role in walking efficiency and help you push off the ground with more control. Stepping movements challenge the hips and improve weight shifting, which is essential for staying steady when you change direction or walk on uneven surfaces. Balance practice adds another layer of benefit because it teaches the body to react quickly to small shifts, improving stability and reducing the risk of falls. What makes these exercises especially effective is that they are practical and accessible, requiring little to no equipment and allowing people to adjust intensity based on their comfort level. Performing them slowly and with control increases muscle engagement and helps reinforce proper movement patterns, which protects joints while building strength. Over time, these repeated patterns improve how the brain communicates with the muscles, making movements feel smoother and more automatic. This is important because daily activities rely not just on strength but also on timing and coordination. As these qualities improve, tasks like walking longer distances, climbing stairs, or standing for extended periods start to feel less tiring. Another advantage is that functional movements encourage confidence, and confidence often leads to greater activity levels overall, creating a positive cycle where moving more leads to feeling stronger, and feeling stronger encourages even more movement. Consistency is the key factor that turns these simple exercises into meaningful progress because each session sends a signal to the body to maintain and build muscle tissue. Even short routines done regularly can lead to noticeable improvements in endurance and control, showing that effectiveness doesn't come from complexity, but from repetition and intention. As strength builds, people often find they can move with greater ease and stability, which supports independence and makes everyday life feel more manageable and less physically demanding, reinforcing the idea that small purposeful movements can create lasting changes in how the body performs and adapts to daily demands, and helping maintain the freedom to move comfortably and confidently throughout the years ahead without needing complicated workouts or intense routines, but simply by practicing the same foundational movements that the body relies on every single day. Moving slowly and with control during exercise can make a remarkable difference, especially for older adults whose joints and balance systems benefit from stability and precision rather than speed. When movements are rushed, the body often relies on momentum instead of muscle engagement, which reduces the effectiveness of the exercise and can place unnecessary strain on joints and connective tissues. Slowing down allows the muscles to stay under tension longer, which is one of the key drivers of strength development, because the fibers are required to work continuously rather than briefly. This extended engagement not only improves muscle strength but also enhances joint stability, as the surrounding muscles learn to support and protect the joints throughout the full range of motion. Controlled movement also gives the brain more time to process what the body is doing, strengthening the connection between the nervous system and the muscles, which leads to better coordination and smoother motion in everyday activities. For individuals who may feel unsteady or unsure during exercise, this slower pace creates a sense of safety and confidence, allowing them to focus on posture and alignment rather than worrying about keeping up with a faster rhythm. Proper breathing plays an equally important role in making exercise both safer and more effective, yet it is often overlooked. Exhaling during the effort phase of a movement, such as when standing up or lifting the heels, helps stabilize the core muscles and prevents unnecessary spikes in blood pressure, while inhaling during the easier phase promotes relaxation and rhythm. This natural breathing pattern supports endurance by ensuring the muscles receive a steady supply of oxygen, which delays fatigue and allows movements to feel smoother and more controlled. In addition, mindful breathing encourages relaxation in the upper body, reducing tension in the shoulders and neck, which often become tight when people concentrate too hard or hold their breath without realizing it. Combining slow movement with steady breathing creates a rhythm that makes exercise feel more fluid and less strenuous, turning each repetition into an opportunity to build both strength and awareness. Over time, this approach improves body awareness, helping individuals recognize how their muscles engage and how their posture shifts, which carries over into daily life by making movements more efficient and reducing the likelihood of awkward or unstable positions. This mindful style of exercising is particularly beneficial for protecting joints because it minimizes sudden forces and allows the muscles to absorb and distribute load evenly, which can reduce discomfort and support long-term mobility. As people continue practicing in this controlled manner, they often notice improvements not only in strength but also in confidence, since the body feels more predictable and responsive, reinforcing the habit of moving with intention and care and supporting a steady progression toward better balance, smoother coordination, and a greater sense of control over how the body moves throughout daily routines and physical activities that gradually feel more comfortable and secure as the connection between breathing, movement, and muscle engagement becomes more natural and integrated into every repetition and motion without the need for speed or intensity, but simply through patience and consistent mindful effort. One of the most encouraging truths about improving strength and mobility later in life is that it doesn't require long or exhausting workouts to see real benefits, because the body responds remarkably well to small, consistent efforts. Even short sessions of around 10 to 15 minutes can stimulate muscles, improve circulation, and reinforce movement patterns that support better balance and coordination. The key lies not in how long you exercise, but in how regularly you show up, since consistency sends a repeated signal to the body that these muscles are needed and should be maintained or strengthened. When activity becomes part of a daily rhythm, the cumulative effect of these short sessions begins to build, gradually improving endurance and making everyday tasks feel easier. This approach also reduces the likelihood of feeling overwhelmed or discouraged, because a short routine feels manageable and fits more easily into daily life. Whether it's done in the morning to start the day with energy, or in the afternoon to break up long periods of sitting. Over time, these brief but regular sessions help maintain muscle mass, support joint flexibility, and improve circulation, all of which contribute to better mobility and overall physical function. Another advantage of shorter workouts is that they allow for better recovery, which is especially important as the body ages and needs a little more time to repair and adapt. By avoiding overly long or intense sessions, individuals can stay consistent without excessive soreness or fatigue, making it easier to maintain momentum and keep progressing. The psychological benefit is just as important as the physical one, because completing a short daily routine builds a sense of accomplishment and reinforces the habit of staying active, which often leads to increased confidence and motivation. As this routine becomes a regular part of life, the body adapts by becoming more efficient, meaning movements require less effort and energy over time, allowing people to stay active longer without feeling as tired. This steady improvement supports independence, since strength and mobility are closely tied to the ability to perform everyday activities like walking, carrying items, or getting up from a chair with ease. Many people find that after a few weeks of consistent short sessions, they notice subtle but meaningful changes, such as better posture, smoother movement, and less stiffness, which further encourages them to continue. The simplicity of this approach proves that effective exercise doesn't need to be complicated or time-consuming, only regular and intentional, and by focusing on manageable daily effort, individuals create a sustainable routine that supports long-term health and function while reinforcing the idea that progress is built through repetition and persistence rather than intensity alone, and that small actions performed consistently can lead to lasting improvements in strength, balance, and confidence that continue to accumulate over time and support a more active and independent lifestyle where movement feels natural and accessible as part of everyday living and gradually becomes an effortless habit integrated into the flow of the day through repeated practice and commitment. Strength is often thought of in purely physical terms, but its impact reaches far beyond muscles and movement, shaping how people experience their daily lives and how confidently they navigate the world around them. When the body feels strong and capable, simple activities like walking, standing, or reaching become easier and more natural, reducing the mental effort required to perform them. This ease creates a sense of independence that is deeply connected to overall well-being, because the ability to move freely allows individuals to maintain their routines, engage in social activities, and continue doing the things that bring them joy. Physical strength also plays a crucial role in confidence, as feeling steady on your feet reduces the fear of falling or getting injured, which is one of the most common concerns as people grow older. When this fear decreases, people are more likely to stay active, and that increased activity further reinforces strength, creating a positive cycle where movement and confidence support each other. Independence is closely tied to dignity, and maintaining the ability to manage everyday tasks without constant assistance can have a profound emotional impact, helping people feel more in control of their lives and less reliant on others. Strength also supports resilience, not just in the body but in mindset, because achieving small improvements over time builds a belief in one's ability to adapt and grow. This mindset shift can influence many areas of life, encouraging people to stay engaged, curious, and proactive about their health and well-being. Beyond the emotional benefits, physical strength contributes to better posture, improved balance, and more efficient movement patterns, all of which reduce strain on the body and help conserve energy, making it easier to stay active throughout the day. This increased energy often translates into greater participation in family, community, and personal interests, reinforcing a sense of purpose and connection. Strength can also enhance quality of life by making travel, hobbies, and daily responsibilities feel less physically demanding, allowing individuals to focus more on enjoyment rather than limitation. Over time, these benefits accumulate, creating a lifestyle where movement feels empowering rather than exhausting, and where the body becomes a reliable partner in daily activities rather than a source of frustration. The emotional reassurance that comes from knowing your body can support you is invaluable, fostering a sense of security that encourages continued activity and engagement. This broader perspective highlights that building strength is not just about exercise routines, but about preserving freedom, confidence, and the ability to live life on your own terms, reinforcing the idea that every effort invested in maintaining strength is also an investment in independence, self-assurance, and long-term well-being that continues to pay dividends in comfort, capability, and the freedom to participate fully in the moments and experiences that make life meaningful and fulfilling over the years. As physical capability supports emotional resilience and the confidence to remain active and engaged in daily life and personal pursuits.